Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm Z.S. Caravallo from ZK Research, and I'm here at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and I'm joined today by Myatt Williams, the CIO of the Carolina Hurricanes, a hockey team at the MLB All-Star Game.
Yes.
Now, we're here for the Extreme Network CIO event, and so we talked a lot about a lot of great technology. Before we get into that, though, just a quick bio on yourself, your role, how long you've been with the Hurricanes.
Started with the Hurricanes in 2001, so I've been there 23 years.
That's a long tenure.
It is, and I started very low, probably working kind of help desk, and moved on up to where I am now as VP of IT stuff, and really do anything that we are a multi-use venue, so we do concerts, hockey, as well as collegiate basketball and stuff, and so we have multiple events throughout the year, and we do all the IT stuff that they need, connectivity, and stuff throughout the arena.
Yeah, so most CIOs of sports venues, you're a busy guy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we were here for the Extreme Network CIO Summit. What did you think of the day? What were you hoping to learn from it?
It was great. I mean, this is the first time I've been here. I've had some opportunities to come to other ones. It just the timing didn't work out because our hockey team was playing actually late into the playoffs. So unfortunately, not this year and stuff. But yeah, I got a lot out of it. It was great because it's really nice to see. We've been a partner with Extreme since 2008. So I think we were actually their first major league sports team to grab there for our production network, and now we also have it with the Wi-Fi, fan-facing Wi-Fi in our arena. And really got a lot out of it just to see what they've come with their business analytics side of it for the Wi-Fi to get, because we're really using that tremendously to see, really to enhance the fan experience, because that's kind of the, I guess, really buzzword at this point, but really just to, so, I mean, everyone wants to come to a game, but if the team's not doing well or something like that, you know, you want that fan experience to keep coming back. And you have that dedicated group that does, that core group that does, but it's the ancillary people that you want to keep coming back.
Yeah, one of your peers, Andrew McIntyre from the Tampa Bay Lightning, once explained that to me, that it's easy to keep fans coming when the team's winning.
Exactly right.
But then every team goes through ebbs and flows, and to get them back, when the team's not so good, you need a great fan experience, and it sounds like that's what you're echoing that as well. Now, I know you mentioned you've been an Extreme customer for a while. I know they're also the official analytics provider, Wi-Fi analytics provider for the NHL. Can you give me an example of, though, how that network data is used to enhance fan experience? And it was interesting to see, even the pre-event survey that we did, the majority of CIOs here were interested in improving. That was their number one initiative, improving fan experience. And my own data shows that the network is much more important to operations. So if you bring, fan experience and network together, how have those two areas come together?
So it works out well. We've helped Extreme kind of enhance their analytics throughout the few years that it's been going on, and we were one of the ones that asked them to put in. They got with the NHL, and I think with their other sports leagues, with their APIs of when things were happening, because I can see spikes in data and stuff. That's great on a graph, but I didn't really know what was happening. And so now they've tied it in. So you just knew
traffic went up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's that? And you assume, hey, maybe it's a goal, or maybe it's intermission, or something of that sort, or something that happened on the ice, a fight or something. But then they added the whole, so we get gates open, we get first period, intermission, the end of intermission, every goal that happens, that's all tied in with the NHL. So they know exactly, time stamped and everything. So it's really worked out. So we can see when people are using stuff as well, and try to enhance through our social media platforms to get people engaged with things as well during games, to keep them kind of excited for stuff, videos and that sort of thing, to see how they're using it when we post things. So we work very closely with the marketing team, and they let us know, hey, we're putting out a video or a replay of a goal or something of that nature, and so we can come back and give them real data to say, yeah, it spiked here, because we can look at what apps are being used, because we put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter, or I guess formerly Twitter, now X, and stuff. So we can, with all the applications that are used that are tracked through the Extreme Analytics, we can see exactly, okay, yeah, that one worked, that one really didn't work. And with the historical data, we can go back through. And we've also kind of tied it in with concerts as well. We've tied in, we've gone to a few concerts, more opening up but about it, but a lot now. We've gotten to a few, and we've shown them the data that we've asked for, like set lists so we know what songs will be played, when it will be played, and we can give that to Extreme so they know and they can timestamp it for us.
Oh,
and so we can see that throughout when intermissions are, first act, second act, or if it's just the headliner the whole time, that type of thing. So it works out well. We can see when people get here.
So you can actually see based on song how traffic goes
exactly
up.
Right.
That's
see what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah. Now you mentioned your tenure has been 23 years. Just what's that been like when you think of the evolution of technology within the facility and how teams use it? How's the team itself thought about using technology to improve not only fan experience but its own operations?
I mean, it's been really incredible because, I mean, you know, the buzzword now, everyone gets into analytics, data analytics, which we had talked about a lot in the meetings, that everything is, you know, it's all data and you want to use it. I mean, when I started, I probably didn't even know data warehouses, analytics and that type of thing, and now, you know,
certainly nobody talked about it back
exactly
then.
Right. And even Wi-Fi was out there, but it really wasn't. Fans didn't really expect it because the phones weren't there to do it, and now you expect it. I mean, because I've always thought that now. I've always said when I was younger or had my phone, I would always like tell my kids as well to, you're going in somewhere, connect to the Wi-Fi network, connect to the Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
But nowadays, with all these young kids, now with unlimited data from all the DAS providers as well, they just want connectivity. They don't care how it gets there.
Yeah.
And so it's that kind of necessary evil that I think you need Wi-Fi as well for offloading through the cellular carriers, but and so it works out well. So we've actually kind of transitioned to use our Wi-Fi, as I said, to activate fans with our in-game app, as well as doing other back of house things, just to get our POS systems are on there, so we can move POSs around for Wi-Fi and things of that sort, and ticketing also. So it kind of helps. We've kind of migrated from all the fans using it to now we're split probably. It's probably still a little bit high on Wi-Fi in a sense, so it's probably 60-40, I would say, going to DAS with, just younger kids coming in because they don't look. They just unlimited data, and I can do my TikTok and I'm done.
Yeah, the fascinating part of the job that you have, though, is that like when you and I had darker hair, early in our careers, people didn't bring their phone to the game and have it be part of their experience.
Exactly.
Where today, like I go to hockey games or basketball games and you have selfie cams and you got trivia contests going on, and so talk about that, how you've thought about how to use the phone in the stadium as part of the fans' experience.
Yeah, and we're looking to do that. I mean, we're looking to do a refresh here with our renovations at our arena for Wi-Fi, but right now we've done a few like QR codes as well as games on the phones, and have activations with that with different sponsors, with ticketing as well. Yeah, exactly, and stuff. But I think where we're getting to is all the replays on the phone, having that more integrated with our jumbotron, and so more people can get activated that way with that, and just send more stuff to their phones. Because in a sense, we look at it, everyone looks up for a game, but really most of them, or a lot of them, are now looking down to see things, and stuff. And so if they miss a replay, because hockey is very fast and it's nonstop, except when the puck goes out of play. And so if you're close to the glass, you might miss something because the game is so fast. But if you're far enough, if you're back in the upper deck or something, you might miss something as well because you can see the whole ice and stuff. And so to be able to have that at your kind of beck and call and say, oh, you know what, let me see that. And whenever I want to, different replays, different cameras, with even AI coming involved with the different camera views and angles with everything to see where you might be sitting on the far side of the ice, but you pull up on your phone and you can see the opposite side of the ice of a goal and that type of thing. And so that's where we're going with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize this too, but NHL has been really at the forefront of a lot of interesting innovation too. I think it was the first league to do in-app replays and things like that, right?
Yeah, they were indeed. And they also did the, I know the NFL did their Nickelodeon thing for the Super Bowl, and the NHL did, I think it was Green Lakes. They tied that into it with the kids, and now I think the Chicago Blackhawks were the first team to do it locally in a market, and they're getting more into the AI side of it. So in a sense, as I said, like you could target different communities with it, with all the AI stuff, because it's just so easily to manipulate with different things in there. So it's it's very exciting.
Yeah, and so let's stick on the AI topic. What do you guys? What are the Hurricanes thinking about? Are you excited about it? Do you love the potential of it? Is it something you scratch your head over and go, what am I supposed to do with it now?
I think it's all of the above, because really, it's one of those things. We're on the forefront of it, and we're not sure, because it is changing. I was just at the league business meetings where there's a big push for it with AI, and it was funny. We had a speaker talk about it, and it was changing from when GPT started, and now I think it's at 4 or 4.5 or something, that version. And you have Google's AI and Microsoft, all of them. And then the big thing from the NHL was that they've gone to the large language models, and they have now, in a sense, I believe, they're about to release all their stats, so you can just talk and just say, how many Hurricanes goals were scored in the 2,000 seats, and it pulls it up. So it's more like broadcasters are being able to do it. Instead of having to type in like, I need this stat, you just speak normally, and it will pull up the AI will be able to do that with their model, pull up all the stats and everything. So we're very excited. As I said, I don't know where it's going to go for us, but as we move into with the renovations, I think we will get more involved, because I think there are a lot of things that we could do, either with just operation side of it, with people ingressing. Maybe we can figure out better ways to get people in, better ways to get people out, those type of things, just with all the information, kind of throwing it in there. And kind of, it's one of those things, I guess it's like, you make your spaghetti, throw it against the wall, see what sticks at this point for us as stuff, because we're still looking at, with the whole ingress stuff as well, with AI, looking at people coming in, facial recognition, biometrics, that type of thing. North Carolina's a little, I think, behind the times with their whole privacy. I mean, not behind the times, but where they want to be with their privacy levels and stuff. I think they're more strict, and I think over time, I believe it will loosen up a little bit to do more facial recognition and stuff of that sort. And stuff, so we'll see, because a lot of the airlines are starting to do it, and so I'm just waiting. It's kind of that time.
It seems to be an unstoppable force there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think for the NHL too, as let's face it, it's the fourth of the big four sports, and I think it's an opportunity to attract more fans, because hockey is an interesting sport in that if you watch it and understand it, you get it, and if you don't, there's a lot of stuff going on that's hard to track.
Exactly. Right? I mean, I've been there that long, and I sometimes I get confused by icing, because it's very easy. But now the whole 2-line thing, it's automatic icing, so I understand that. But before, it was like when they had the red line, I was like, okay, now I'm getting confused. Why was that? But I've caught on to the two lines I can see. It goes across there. But yes, and I've always said that people, like you said, if you're watching hockey, it's tough, because you have to kind of understand the game. Yeah. When you're there at the game, it's so you're so engaged in it that it's just, people love it. Yeah. Even when we were really bad and stuff, I was amazed at how many people, because I'm a sports fan, and I wouldn't want to go to. Even if I like the team, but I'm like, they're really bad, I don't want to spend my money to go. Yeah. But people did, because it was that fan engagement that we had, the in-game entertainment and stuff, which really pulled people in and got people excited. To more off the ice, and now what we've gotten much better. Now it's the product on the ice, which of course makes it so much easier. You don't have, in a sense, it's almost like you kind of, I guess, maybe go to sleep a little bit, because you're like, oh, maybe it doesn't have to be that good. Yeah. But just for the fact, because the product on the ice is so good that we'll just. But I think, and our marketing teams and our in-game entertainers kept that very well to keep that high level of performance through our in-game entertainment.
Carolina Hurricanes, good young team. So,
yes, it is.
Now, when we look ahead at technology, are there certain ones that have you really excited? Whether you mentioned augmented reality, things like that. What's the league and your team thinking about as new ways to engage fans? Yeah,
I think the augmented reality, that whole the Apple Vision, that whole stuff will be interesting to see how that goes. But I think the whole biometrics, just what you can do, the speed to get people back into the arena, because as our owner he hates lines, as we all do. But in hockey, it's unfortunate that the breaks are all at the same time. First period ends,
Yeah.
everyone goes to get their thing. People don't want to leave the action
Yeah.
and stuff. So really finding ways, either mobile ordering and things of that sort, just throughout the arena to get people more, so they don't have to leave their seat. I think that's really the goal. You get them in really fast, get them to their seat, and they don't leave until the end of the game, but they're still spending that money that you want them to.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I think it's one of those things, it's that kind of a, not really niche, but it's more of a place where you want to get that nice medium where people are spending money and not just sitting on their hands and their wallets and stuff, because at the end of the day, you want them to spend money to come to the game and stuff.
And just one more question is, since you mentioned this too, with the state of North Carolina being very security focused, with all this personalization going on and AI and facial recognition, what does this mean for the fan? Do you think have you talked to many fans? Are they concerned about the security implications? Or do they love it because it makes their life better?
I think some people are. I think you got both sides of the section. Some people are like, no, I'm never going to do it. Other people are like, oh, I'm all for it. Like, I'm really excited because I just saw something in North Carolina that they're looking to push, or they're starting to push for digital licensing, your digital license in your phone and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that's great. When I saw Apple was doing that when they first did, I was like, I can't wait for North Carolina to do that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to do for the MLB app. This is one of the few games I go to or have been to, and I'm going to try the go-ahead technology. I saw that we were talking about here in the meetings. I'm going to try that to see how that works. Because
I tried that yesterday. It's incredible. You walk through, don't take your phone out, and it's about as easy as it can be from an entry standpoint.
And I think that's where people will get to, because nowadays, I mean, you have the Face ID on the iPhones and stuff of that sort that people got away from. They have a passcode, but most people are 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not really. Yeah. They think they have this big sense like, oh, I hate privacy, but then you're like, so your code's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And stuff and stuff. So it's interesting there, and as well as with more people using their phones to do everything. I mean, I think that's where it's a personal computer, as we all know.
Yeah.
And you can do everything on it. That I think that's where people are going to. I mean, people pay with it now, and once I think you've gotten past that stage. I think you've gotten past the security. You're kind of comfortable that knowing, okay, I'm okay with my data being there, being out in the cloud, wherever it might sit.
Yeah, the other thing that concerns me isn't so much the privacy, but it's more the inconsistency. As every state by state, it's got different rules. Yeah. Even here last night, I saw a FanDuel ad in the Home Run Derby, and I thought maybe I'll go place a bet. But of course, that's not legal in Texas yet, but it is in some states. And so, I think from a fan perspective, when you have a great experience in one place, you expect it in another one.
Exactly.
And then when it's inconsistent, they don't understand why, and then maybe you blame the team or or whatever. So it's a tough balancing act for someone like yourself.
And that you say that's a perfect example of the facial recognition.
Yeah.
Is that North Carolina is they're very conscious of that, and so they're very tight on that side of it. But California's doing it, and Texas is doing it here. So yeah, it would be great if any NHL game you go to, you sign up once, okay, here you go, and you're doing it. I mean, they do it in airports for clear and stuff of that sort. So I think it's one of those things that it's just that kind of slow progression that's where it's going to go, because people realize that I want to get into the game faster, because especially, with the weather in North Carolina, the heat and the rain, you don't want to stand outside.
No.
A lot of people, we don't have a lot of space like Texas where you can have huge concourses and put people in and keep them dry or whatever.
No one's got a lot of space like Texas, so that's no problem. So, anyways, Myatt, don't want to, unless you have anything else to add?
No, I don't. I appreciate it having me time.
Yeah, and I certainly want to thank you and the NHL. I think when I look at all the sports leagues, I think the NHL really has been aggressive in trying to deploy new technology as a way of engaging fans differently, and I think even the use of analytics and things. And part of that is, let's face it, the leagues had to work hard to attract new fans, and so, keep fighting that fight.
And it's one of those things that it's tough in the Southeast with hockey. It's not right. As you're from Canada, you understand hockey's hockey, but in the North America, in the northern states, it is that way. But down south, it's really not. It's more football, baseball, and stuff. So to make those inroads, I think that's what's helped the league. where it is today, pushing that technology and stuff. So it worked out well.
Well, nothing brings fans unlike winning.
Exactly right. That is true.
So good luck there.
Thank you.
Anyways, Myatt, thanks for your time.
You're very welcome.
So on behalf of Myatt Williams from the Carolina Hurricanes, I'm Zias Caravallo from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on my next episode of ZKast.